So this time we're taking a look at Orko, the San Diego Comic-Con exclusive for Masters of the Universe Classics from 2010? Yes, 2010. When this came out, I really kind of was just sort of into Masters of the Universe. And that's when it was offered online after the convention, I kind of let it slip by and, sold out, because to be honest with you, I was never a fan of Orko from the 80s cartoon series. He just really kind of ticked me off. Especially now, looking back at him, too. I much prefer the Orko from the 2002 series, although he's not that much better. At least they give him some better stuff to do. He's a better character. Or less annoying, I should say. Just recently, I've decided to go ahead and track down the royal family either online through stores or eBay. And MattyCollector.com, they were offering the new figures for April of 2012. I looked on their list, and lo and behold, here's Orko. I'm like, great, so I don't have to pay $52 or more to get Orko, and I can get him for like $25. And I hoped that there would be enough come Matty Day, which was the 16th, and lo and behold, there was, and he's finally come, and I got him mainly for his accessories. So before we look at the figure, we're going to take a look at the back of the package here. As you can see, it's quite large compared to the regular backing here, as you can see. And that's because of the amount of accessories that he comes with. And here's the bio for Orko, which is pretty much a blend of the classic and the 2002 background on the character. And I guess it's pretty much the 2002 more so. The main part of the figure is, since he's such a small one, is the amount of accessories that he comes with. And he comes with a neat little book of spells, which he can sort of hold if you get it just right. And it's neat. It's got a little clasp on the book there. Got a little cloth bookmark on the side there, and it's got this nice leather-bound pattern on there. Really, really neatly detailed. And he's got his magic wand, which, if you had the vintage 80s figure Orko, you might remember that he was actually a motorized figure. He had wheels in there, and he had this little ripcord that you would thread through him and pull out, and it would get the motor going, and he would go in crazy circles around on a flat surface. And the wand is a little nod to that, because you can see the little sort of teeth-like thing here. That is a little nod to that pull system. And so that is very neat that the Four Horsemen and Mattel would do that with the accessory. Now he comes on this with this base here. The stand here is adapted from the stand that was used for Triclops' little spy droid, whatever they called it. And it's shown up in the Ghostbusters line a couple of times as stands for floating ghosts. So, a nice little reuse or adaptation with the ball joint on the top there. As you can see, just fits right in to the bottom of Orko there, so he can hover. And Orko is very pulsable for such a small figure. His head moves back and forth, up and down, slightly side to side. And his eyes, though, are a bit googly-eyed, not quite looking the same direction, but it's enough. It's close enough, I think. But every once in a while, they do look a little bit odd. His ear, the paint on his ear got a little bit sloppy there. Unfortunately, with the red on the hat. But that's neat. His little O symbol is pretty neat. Very clean. And his arms are articulated. They go all the way around, although you have to pull them out a bit because of the brim of the hat. And they do go out and in. They rotate and bend at the elbow. And his wrists rotate as well. So for what articulation he has, it is quite a bit. So let's get on to the big accessory. Really the reason why I got Orko at last. And that's because, well, the conceit was that Prince Adam was the accessory to Orko. Of course, Prince Adam is the alter ego of our hero of the line, He-Man. And part of the royal family, which is why I wanted to get him, is because I had this urge recently to go ahead and find the whole royal family. And actually, MediCollector.com is really helping me out because since I have She-Ra, I'm going to need Adora. And wouldn't you know it, they announced that she is going to be released in May. Or re-released in May. So they're really helping me out. Who knows? Maybe in June they're going to have King Randor really re-released. And that would really help me. And since he's going to probably be the hardest to find out of all the royal family. But of course, Adam, he's got a slightly different head than He-Man. Much more pleasant face here. He's got, of course, his trademark jacket and lavender tights. Yeah, even though they've darkened up the colors for this figure, it's still kind of a a flamboyant look for Prince Adam. Now he's pretty much the same sculpt as He-Man, just with the added vest piece. Oh yeah, except that he does not have, on this hand, he does not have the larger gauntlet. And paint-wise, it's pretty cool. I mean, the white here on his shirt is just a little bit gray than I would like. It's still whiter than some of the Mattel DC Universe Classics figures have been. And I really do like the pearlescent white or silver. ish that they did give to the gauntlets or bracelets here. Now, you really can't take off the jacket here, so you're stuck with it on, and it does kind of limit the articulation on him some, especially in the abdomen joint, the ab crunch, and the shoulders, as you can tell. So, but he still has got a fair amount of articulation. Of course, the head does go up and down and left and right. His arms do go all the way around, but you have to move them out to avoid the sort of shoulder pad look here on the vest. His arms do go in and out, very tight joints, though, which I guess is kind of good. He rotates at his bicep. That's pretty loose, actually. Bends at the elbow, rotates at the wrist. He does have the ab crunch articulation, but it might as well not because of the vest here. Just kind of forces it back from wherever you try and put it. But it is, you still get some slight movement there. He does have waist articulation, and legs go forward, back, out, and in. Rotate at the thigh, bend at the knee, rotate at the boot, go forward and back, and left and right at the ankle. Now, the accessory to the main figure, he does have accessories of his own. Of course, he's got the purple version of the power sword here, which is very nicely done. You can compare it to the He-Man version of the sword. Now, the purple is of course a nod to the vintage figure whose sword was purple, and you do also get, just like that vintage figure, you do get a half sword here that you can combine with the other sword, the Skeletor sword, to full power sword, which was a gimmick of the early on in the storyline of the Masters of the Universe, that they each had one half of the sword. So that's also a neat little touch, and they've done that before with both Skeletor and He-Man, and I believe another figure also came with a half sword. Can't remember which one, but it's a neat little touch. They've also given him another head with a sculpt that is more like the He-Man head. It's pretty much the same hair, but as you can see, he's got his teeth open, or his mouth open in a sort of a grimace there. But even that doesn't look as intense as my He-Man figure, which, if you can bring in here and see, mostly due to the way they painted the eyebrows there, has got a very intense look on his face. And now that I'm looking at it, I actually believe these are probably the same sculpt. Just the eyebrows have been painted different. And it just goes to show you how a paint job can affect a figure. So coming with all these, this is a really great really great purchase, especially that since I was able to get it from MattyCollector.com. It came relatively cheap at $25. You're not going to find this for under 50, maybe 45 some places. So I guess that'll be it, and stay tuned for more Masters of the Universe Classics figures. Until next time, I'll see you.